In lane 1, we'll have Australia, lane 2, Switzerland, lane 3, Italy, lane 4, France, lane 5, Austria, and lane 6, Germany.
For your activities under the bridge.
Now we're taking a look at the crews. The Australians, they've actually had to come through the repechage. Hence they're on the outside lane alongside the Swiss crew here. And then we've got the Italians who are going to be in lane 3. Historically, really, they've dominated this event. Good winners in their heat. And we've seen the Italian team doing really well at this regatta so far. We had the crew from France and the Austrians, and then we've got the Germans out there in lane 6.
And they're away here in the lightweight men's quadruple sculls. And incredible to see 2 semi-finals of this event. I can't think of the last time that this would have happened. Of course, with the lightweight men's 4 no longer in the Olympic program, and now lightweight men's sculling being the real focus, we have 2 semi-finals in this event.
It's great to see, isn't it? And there's a fantastic start. Well, we're riding with the Austrians. I'm not sure they're quite the race leaders at the moment. The Austrians in lane 5. The 20-year-old Rainer Keplinger in the stroke seat. That was a shot of him, but it's the flying French, Greg, out in front.
Yeah, the flying French with Stanley Deliere in the stroke seat. Here we see him. He was a world champion in the lightweight men's double scull back in 2014. Could say he's one of the most unlucky men in world rowing, with the French having such a strong lightweight double, and now he's taken this position. As you say, Sarah, in quads, in sculling, you now put yourself in the quad if you're not in your double scull.
Yeah, there's the German quads. In the stroke is Johannes Ursprung, 26 years of age, the German sculler from, I think, the Würzburg club. French moving so nicely out there. And you mentioned Stanley Deliere. Of course, we've got behind them, we should give a shout out to Maxime de Montfaucon, Demain Piqueras in the 2 seat, and to the right of your picture, the bow, we call it, Francois Terron.
And as they come through the 500 here, the French, they're in a very clear lead. I mean, they're the crew to beat, but we see the other 4 crews locked together: Austria, Italy, Switzerland, Germany. The Australians just not able to match the pace at this early stage. They're a very young crew, a lot of seat changes. They had 1 crew change coming into this event, so certainly the young crew looking to move towards Tokyo, but these 4 crews in the middle, I think it's going to be everything to play for one of these A final positions.
Yeah, the heat winners, the French, beat the British back on the Monday when these guys first race. Greece beat Austria, and Italy were a heat winner. They took that win ahead of China. So we will be looking now at the Italians, and that's a great shot there. Andrea Micheletti on the left of your picture, the 26-year-old. Behind him is, well, what a great servant to the sport, Martino Goretti, 30 years of age without the cap. Just behind him, you can see him there. There is the stroke, Andrea Micheletti. And the Italians got a beautiful rhythm, beautiful flow here. Fantastic. They've got Oppo and Ruta in the lightweight men's double scull here. They've got a great lightweight men's squad, Greg, really strong.
Yeah, and we see the Italians moving really smoothly, as we do all these lightweight boats. Not a lot of wasted energy. You can't afford it in a lightweight boat. And this is the most technical boat of all, I think, the quad scull. But you've got to be really tight. And we see the Swiss scullers there moving their hands smoothly and making sure they do nothing to disturb the boat.
Yeah, we should give a check to the Swiss, because they are under 23 world lightweight champions this year in Plovdiv. We've seen so many of those world champions and world under 23 medalists in this lightweight event, Greg, and I think that's a real find for the Swiss. I'm sure 2 men are going to come out of them to challenge for Tokyo.
Well, as you say, the Swiss with a good program. A lot of these boats will be looking forwards towards this whole new Olympiad that we're in, and this being the year after the Olympics, people want to try and establish their position for the Olympic boats.
Stanley Deliere, the French sculler closest to us. You mentioned how unlucky he was. I mean, he was unlucky in 2012 Olympics, where the British got awarded, you know, a re-row when they came off their seat. The French came 4th. He would have an Olympic medal but for that, I think. And then, of course, he was world champion with Jérôme Azou, but got kicked out by Pierre Houin, who actually in 2015 was a world champion in this event. He stroked the French lightweight men's quad, now in the lightweight men's double with Jérôme Azou.
And we look now at the Italians. They're starting to claw back these Frenchmen that had the early lead. They had about a length early on, but the Italians, they're coming through. Looks like they've got a slightly higher stroke rate perhaps than the French do. They're taking them back, but I think that they're going to pull them level, moving up out of this race that's going to start to occur for this all-important third qualifying position. And that's what you want to do at this point in the race. You don't want to be in that rat race as you come down into the line, because we know how tight that's going to be. But the Swiss, a great move from them as well to still have their bow ball across the stern of the Italians, but they're pretty much locked together with the Austrians and the Germans over this side of the course.
Well, and that's a great move for the Swiss under-23s to push themselves up into the qualifying position here. Again, we've got two races going on, if you like. The race for who's going to win. The French made that early start, but as you say, the Italians just been going away at that lead, chipping away at that lead. You can see the much higher stroke rate that you noticed, Sarah, 41 strokes a minute as opposed to 35 strokes a minute. The French looking to hold on and get their first place. The Swiss now starting to move up as they feel the pressure from the Austrians for this third qualifying place.
Yeah, I mean, once the Italians charge, you think they're going to go through. I'd still back the French to take first place in this race, Greg.
This is the incredible thing about lightweight rowing here. The Italians, they go to 42 strokes a minute. The French still down on 36, stepping to 37 strokes a minute. I mean, 42 strokes a minute, there's not really anywhere to go from there, and the French are answering with 4 points lower in rate, so I think you're right, Martin.
That was so cool. Look, they just saw the Italians, and then they just put hammer down, but just fluidly, didn't they? It just came up a pip and a half, and they just had that extra pace through the water.
Well, that was like you said, the Italians went early, the French waited and waited and waited until they're in these red buoys in the last 250, and now they're taking 30 centimetres a foot every stroke as they come in towards the line.
That's class. That's class sculling for you. So the French coming up to the line, they will win this first semi-final ahead of the Italians. Just made sure of it with that charge, and the young Swiss squad take that third place. What a great result ahead of fourth place Germany, fifth Austria, and then the young Australians that Sarah spoke about will come into sixth place.
That was such a class act from that French crew, wasn't it, Martin? That was really cool to see them, you know, just let everyone know that they are the crew to beat coming into the A final.
And you can see how happy this Swiss crew is. Look at them waving to the crowd, punch in the air. That's great to see. As under-23s, they're now here at the World Championships on the big stage. Well done, boys.
Yeah, they love that, and maybe waving to the crowd, their parents, their coaches, Robin Dowell and Bill Lucas, who have worked so hard to get that young Swiss squad into shape. There's a shot of the Italian Andrea Micheletti in the stroke seats. Beautiful shot, like really low down camera work, isn't it? I love that view you get, and you see the feet and the drive there. World Rowing Production camera work just at the top of the game there. There's the French, and I think they're just doing that move to hold off the Italian push there as they come towards the finish. Sponsors Mafe for the French team.
And we can just see how well together this French quad was, how well drilled they are, that nothing slows the boat down. They could just wait, efficiently sculling along at that 34, 35 strokes a minute, and when they needed it, bang, they had 4 more beats of stroke per minute, and they were able to move the boat speed on and protect that position to win.
It was incredible with only a few, like you say, pips of rate, the power that they were able to get out of it.
So there it's confirmed, 3 qualifying for the final. It's France, it's Italy.